What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? Let me try to figure out how to do this. I'm at work, so number one, that's why I'm so late. Number two, that's why it's on this tablet. And number three, that's why I don't got the fancy stuff going on right now. I apologize, but here we are, Aki. Just at least I wanted to at least come on, make sure that I did, and make sure that we had our daily dose. Aquí nomás kicking back. Uh, Everybody rapping how we do it. So let me look at something real quick. I apologize. La neta. I need to look something up really fast. Oh man, but I'll start getting to these. ¿Cómo se llaman? To these comments in just a second. Uh, Man, I could have swore. Sorry, everybody. Tried to. Man, I don't know how to work this. Here we go. All right, my bad, everybody. Neta, I didn't mean to leave. I should have did this when that little music was playing, but I didn't know how long I had. So let's do this. What's up, Francisco? You're waiting, bro. Me too. Shit. I got late. I'm stuck at work, and I had things I had to do before I could take my break. You know how we do it. And Geronimo, what's up, brother? We gotta have a conversation, bro. I need to call you or call me, and cause I think it's about that time. What's up, my brother? What's up, David Hens? How you doing? Joseph Valenzuela Cuvo, he put Chroniclers. Orale, we got a name for it. That's feeding me. Johnny Chingas, what's up, bro? 818 in the house. Orale. I was here last night and had cricket and gray on the TV so my son and his homies could watch. Oh, that's nice, bro. What they think, David? Neta, what were they? I mean, I know we were just kind of like, it was more of just a talk, but I mean, all in all, what are their, what's the perception of what we got going on? Pues apenas acabo de llegar de la yarda de Lesbi. All right. What's up, Pelon 18? How you doing, brother? Housemate, órale, clowning. Yo, if I send you bread, can you send Gray on some bull? Ain't trying to be connected. Oh yeah, swiper. Simon, but if you want to do it like that, it's easier if you do it to the Cash App or something on the thing. If for whatever reason you don't want to put your name out there and all that, you could do it with the super sticker or super dollar. The only thing with that is whatever I get, like let's say today, the month of November, I won't get it until December 21st. That's how YouTube works. So whatever's easier for you, obviously, but I just letting you know how it works. If you do it to the Cash App or Venmo, then I could do it a lot quicker, obviously. But either way, it'll happen, and I appreciate it, and I do understand it about being connected y todo eso. It's all good. EJG, the fights are going on. I'm missing all that, bro. I'm right here at work. I'll watch him later on. Don't tell me nothing. I watch some of the highlights and stuff, but yeah, I'm stuck here at work. I found this little. Well, it ain't really a corner. It's a big ass quarto, like a meeting room that I'm in, and right here I wanted to get this in. I'm Feli Barracubo from Soma. Who's going to win the Canelo fight? I'm assuming Canelo. That's who I would go for. But if you're talking about, I don't know all the do they call them analytics, or is that just YouTube, bro? I don't know all the the numerals on them each, and realistically what each one is expected to do. But yeah, I would go with him just from the name, just because I know who it is. What's up? We'll call him. All right, bro. Simon. In the morning. Cash app only. Whatever's you. It's just what's up, bro. It's freedom. So uh, there's Naomi talking about Greyhound. He's gonna be on mañana, and I gave him the name and everything. Freedom. So that should be getting taken care of. That's actually what I was doing right now. He wanted to know the name and everything, so we can get that taken care of. So I was able to do that. YouTube be taxing like the big homies, Pelo and yeah, they take 30%, which I guess ain't bad, bro, because they put this outlet out there. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's a business, so they're gonna get theirs. But all in all, they give us the outlet to do what we're doing. So I guess it's fair. It's not like them fools that just take. Swiper, he said me. Homeboy at Island putting in the hours, can't do nothing with respect. They got off work at 2 p.m. I'm twisted. Man, I was tired yesterday, bro. When I got home in the morning, or when did I get home yesterday? Yeah, so I went in yesterday. Not yesterday. The day before I went in, 8 in the morning to 5. I was beat, bro. But then I had a whole next day off, basically. And then remember, I came in last night at 11 at night, and I worked till 7 this morning. But then I had to get up and come in again at 3. So right now I'm here from 3 to 12. But I'm good now. I slept pretty good this morning after work. Simon, ya sabes, Freedom Liberty, bro. That hotel's haunted, hermano. So Jack Nicholson walked behind you. If he did, bro, it ain't haunted because that fool's still alive. He said he got it started and we'll get it out ASAP. Right there. Your brother Bound, he got on the fight. Like I said, I would just say Canelo just on the basic issue of just on the because the name, the notoriety of the name. I don't know much about boxing as much as I used to. It kind of got boring for me, and after the UFC stuff, that had a lot more excitement, and I just kind of started going that route with it. So that's kind of how I did it. So check it out, everybody. I got some letters today. I don't know who knows the individual in this letter. I know I had been asked before about him, and I know I had been asked before, and about someone had asked before about him, but I also know that he was a relatively newer made member. Not newer, made probably 2000, 2001, 2002, around that time. So about 20 years now. And so anyway, his name is Daniel Flores. They call him Chapo, and he's from Tucson originally, doing a life sentence. So I think when I read out the letter from Ray Nino to you guys, I showed you guys he had sent me a Halloween card and stuff too, right? So let me I'm gonna tell you guys. So a little bit, he sent me his paperwork, because he feels that he may have some action. As I said, he's doing life sentence in Arizona. So they did away with parole, right? We all are aware of that. January of 1994, they turned it into the 85%, and they call it truth in sentencing, and they did away with the parole stuff. However, they didn't make clear what a 25-year sentence meant, or like a life sentence. Up until that point, you had two things: you had natural life and you had life. Natural life, you were through. If you were sentenced to life, you could get out after 25. Right? What's up, Carlos Amor? How you doing? Jojo AZ, what's up, bro? Respect to you. DCGMA, Cuba, brother. Oh, DCGM78. Yes, sabes. Dispensa, bro. So, so in his case, he was sentenced to life. But there's really again, they didn't make clear when they changed the laws whether that meant that he would have action after 25. It's just some people have pushed for it, and the Department of Corrections, they do the time computation, and with some people they'll honor it, some people they won't. It's just like a crazy gray area when it comes to the sentencing, law in Arizona. So long story short, he feels he may have some action because he was sentenced to life. He thinks that after 25, maybe they'll let him go. He wants to file with court to try and get that, right? What's up, Phoenix 02, bro? How you doing? And so he sent me the paperwork so I could kind of read it. What's up, Sally Chavez? How you doing? I'm good. So he sent me his paperwork so I could read it. He kind of explained some of that stuff. And so he's telling me here that, and I noticed in the papeles that they had offered him a plea, bro, like for second degree and like 15 years or something. So he'd be out by now if he was signing the plea. So I wrote him. I was like, damn, fool, you got a pretty good plea. Like, what happened? Why didn't you just take that deal? And I get it. It's hard to sign so many years away at young ages and stuff. We don't really think of, like, 15 sounds like forever, and I get it. So he didn't want to sign that, I guess. So the reason I'm saying all this and the reason I'm going to read this is, part of the situation that we talked of when Texas Shootem was on here, and he was talking about his dad and how someone told on his dad and his dad picked up life. And I was saying that, the thing that people need to realize is all of that is part of this game now, right? It's called the sentence clarification. Okay. So all of that stuff is, what's up, Smitty Kyles? How you doing, brother? All of that needs to be like looked at as part of the game, right? So he tells me he goes, yeah, I had a great plea, and I had picked up 20 additional charges while I was fighting that case, and they were willing to dismiss all the new charges if I pled to that homicide. My best friend testified against me, and I didn't think he'd go through with it. That's what he said, right? What's up, Big Pimpin'? And he says, maybe it was my pride or ego that was blunting me. I can say now I was thinking with my emotions and not my mind. I look back now, and maybe by me making that irrational decision, that saved my life, because who knows where I'd be now. So maybe in the end, I was better off. I'm hoping that maybe now I can make a difference in this world now. So that brings me to what I had told little homeboy, right? That he's upset that a rata had told on his dad. That was his major sentiment was, why are people talking to dropouts? Why are people engaging in all this when stuff like that happens? And I'm trying to explain to him, like, because people understand that that's all. And I'm not talking about that it's, dropouts is all, all that. I'm not talking about the rata. I think he has it confused with the two things as well. One doesn't necessarily mean the other, but nevertheless, I'm just talking about the juego in general. When you're committing crime, when you're doing stuff out there with your homeboys that you think the same situation that you think is all amor and stuff. And I know it's hard to really look at it that way, where, this is an individual that you grew up with, but at, 14, 15, 16 kids, I mean, get them placas in your face, they start crying and they get to telling. It's part of it, you know what I mean? And then of course you move on up, and it's part of the game. So as upsetting as it is, I need this kid and most to understand that's part of it, Holmes, and it sucks, right? I mean, it's obviously not ideal, but you put yourself in that situation when you decide to do what you're doing, period, right? And that's my thing. Stay away from it. It's better to avoid it and never have to learn that lesson. Learn it from the ones that have already had that happen, because it's very rare to hear that everybody held their mud and it's all firme. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lo. Yeah. Rogelio, gracias, bro, for that $9.99. Thank you so much, brother. So, oh, hold on, where we at right here? I skipped one, you know? So I was like, Arizona Diablo, like I said last night, everyone's doing their part in life right now. I'm good where I'm at. Yeah, absolutely, bro. So that's that end of it, part of it, right? So now, and the reason I'm bringing him up so much is Chapo is I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna read this for you. So he says, I can see. Hold on, sorry, real quick. So I can see. He tells me that things are turning in a better and bigger direction for you. I see that nonprofit is a very big and positive direction. So much good will come out of that. I can see where it's all heading. Yeah, more and more are walking away. It's more about now he's bringing up individuals' names and start talking to politics about it. So I'm going to skip all that stuff. That's neither here nor there with this discussion. And he says, plus, okay, that make it, the less chances he has to worry about the people. Sorry, let me see. Okay, so the rest goes into political stuff, but what he's speaking on is like he's seeing this positive thing. Like he really wants to be a part of it, part of all that, bro. So let me break it down. So, um, he's talking about now these yardas, right? Where call them PC yards, dropout yards, whatever. So he says, yeah, it's really weird here. And yes, cliques have formed within the past 5 years, but you also have a lot who are not clicked up and kind of stand with each other against those cliques who push up on the weak. They don't see it now, but them cliques that form here will only be the hated through time. I mean, what's the point to walk away, yet try to start politics all over again? I'm sure many have different reasons why, but it's really weird. Us here who are not clicked up, we just automatically connect with each other on a different level because people like, and he brings up a few names, we already have one another's back, but we're all about our families and just helping others. It just goes to show that on a physiological mentality, many people want or think by clicking up and regifting this political mentality that it will fix their tarnished names. But they fail to see that in the game, the names are already all tarnished in that manner. I guess they just have not gotten the memo. So he's talking about how these vatos, get in there and they start these clicas and somehow they feel that it changes all the stuff that is happening. But again, like he said, it's just regifted. It's the same old stuff. I mean, it's the same old things gonna happen over and over again, and they're not catching the memo. Um, Chapo really is like, for when he gets at me, he's like, man, I hope that I can one day do the same thing you're doing. I really want to touch these youngsters' lives and do that. He goes like, almost the same type of stuff that I say, where he's like, I have a lot to give back to, and hold on, sorry. Uh, So yeah, it's crazy that a lot of them are starting to see, I mean, we all know that. We've discussed this. They're seeing the demise of that. They know it's now that veil is come off of a lot of the ones that are active. I think the mission is now to take that veil off of the kids. You know what I'm saying? So they don't even go that route. And with more and more of these brothers willing to speak up, and I don't fault anybody. I don't judge anybody. The thing is there's been 30, 40 years of brothers that have walked away and that have for whatever reasons that they may have, and nobody has come out and really spoke up against or tried to do um, something like that, and maybe, and some have in their own way, and maybe they have even on a larger scale. And I guess maybe I'm just lucky because these platforms exist now and they didn't then. But I hope to make this a trend. To be honest with you, bro, like I hope to make this a trend where more of these vatos that people have looked at as these big dogs or whatever you want to call them come out and tell the truth about it all. A lot of people, if you look up to somebody and then you hear later how they felt about it while they were with it, after it, all of that stuff. Um, I think you'll come to see that we're all pretty much like-minded when it came down to the end of it all. It just wasn't what we thought it was. These youngsters don't know that. Yeah, I think you got to be in that juego to get there. But they can learn it now from us because here we are saying it. So hopefully, I really hope Chapo get some action, can come out and do what we're doing here. And I told him, brother, you're welcome to hop in it with me, bro. I'm not trying to hold this on to myself. Everybody that's willing to do what I'm doing is more than welcome to, you know, jump in with both feet and 100% be part of it. And if he doesn't get any action and he's stuck in there, then I hope that maybe we can figure out a way to have him involved. You know what I mean? So one way or another. I mean, I know he'll be in there, but even that is beneficial to what we're doing because they can speak from that side of it, from in there. Um, that's a big impact, bro. When somebody who's doing life uh, tells it the way it is, you can't help but to hear that. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, he's doing life. What benefit does he have doing this except for that it's the truth? He's not. I mean, it's not like they can make a deal and get out by. They can't even pretend like they're different people and maybe they'll let them out because of that. No, they're stuck. There's no getting out. So why would they do this except for because it's the damn truth? It's what we're all seeing now. Um, a lot of you in the chat now have heard me talk like this multiple times, and I've heard a lot of you agree and even come at me with some of the similar stories. So we're like-minded for the most part. A lot of there's some people that don't see it my way, and that's fine. But I think that also getting that out to a grander scale, and it's happening, bro. Like every day, depending on the time, we have more and more people tuning in. I have more and more subscribers jumping on. I was looking earlier at the analytics, which is what they call on this stuff on YouTube. And let me just so you guys can kind of see what I'm seeing, bro. Um, so our views are up 67% in the last 28 days. Unique viewers, like people that haven't seen it much before, is up 6%. Watch time hours, how many hours have been watched, is up 227% in the last 28 days. Average view is up 94%. So returning viewers is 15.8 thousand. So it's definitely like it's definitely catching on. It's definitely people are seeing this, and that makes me happy, obviously, because I think that the more people that see it, the more uh, the more the message gets put out there. I'm looking now in the last 28 days, the subscribers I've gained five. Or we have gained 568 subscribers, up 40% from the 28 days prior to that. So I mean, it's happening, bro. It's coming. What we're getting, this shit is resonating, and I just think that's because it's the truth, Holmes. You know what I mean? We're right here rapping about some real shit, and talking about something that's important to, I think, most people, this younger generation, these kids that we've been seeing throw away their lives. I mean, we did it. You know what I'm saying? We threw away our lives for a lie, and something that we can very easily make positive. I mean, if they're into the cultura, the raza, I mean, and I'm talking about anybody, white, black, Mexican, it doesn't matter. If you're into your all that stuff, you can do it in a positive way. You can, they have cultural studies in colleges and stuff. Like there's ways to do it without the negative aspect of it all, you know. So anyway, sorry for the I'm sitting here kind of going on one, but I was just thinking about that. I know the last few days we've kind of chit chatted a little bit, and I'm cool with that. I just kind of want to make sure that we know what we're here for. And I got those letters today from Chapo, and I got three in one day from him, and so I wanted to bring him up, specifically, and just show another one. Another one is like minded and with this and not that, you know. So let me get some of these things. I think walking away doesn't just mean that you're walking away from that life. You're just walking away from that organization's way of life. Exactly. I mean, that's what I'm, pretty much telling him he's in the best place right now, and he can rap to a lot of youngsters from the inside. Yeah, freedom, liberty. That's what I'm saying. Like, I hope that he gets action for his sake, his children, his family. But regardless, he can definitely he can contribute from where he's at. We can make that happen. So we'll figure that out. Charles died. Usually everyone wakes up after they've been asleep for many years. Yeah, I mean, and that's what sucks, Charles. That it takes that, but I think it's because there hasn't been enough out there to the contrary. A lot of people have been scared to speak up against, or and all that other stuff. It's like it's not worth it to put yourself out there. I guess is how some people see it, and I'm not judging anybody. I can agree with it. It's just not what I'm gonna do, and maybe we can get some of these youngsters before they fall asleep. You know what I mean? So it's a trip what goes on behind the walls, gets out in the street. Yeah, Carlos, that's true. Last 2 days, youngsters on 27th and East School out of control. On boy, 3 teens busted on Phoenix PD through the windshield. 13 shot up, 15 to 18 years old. The draft continues. Yeah, I mean, again, we all know, realistically, we're not gonna stop it all. All we can do is our best, and and I and I'm not gonna sit here and say as long as I touch one, it's I did my job. No, I need to touch fucking 1,000 if I can. I mean, anybody that I speak to, I just need them to hear it, and they're gonna do with what they will. I can't control anybody else, but I can make sure that at the very least, I it's out there. They're not gonna say they didn't know. You know, right on, Jojo. Damn, I'm not even on your list on donations. That's a cricket. Matt, my bad, brother. It's because it started from November. I know you did a grip back then, but I just did the top ones I see, uh, and then I just looked at it down to the row, and whatever was in November. That's the only reason why it's like that. But you definitely, of course, bro. Everyone sees you've done a grip too. So I mean, like I said, I appreciate everybody. This is just a way to throughout the you know, it's only been 5 days or 6 days now, and these were just the biggest ones in these last 6 days. Spencer, brother. Yeah, that's quite a significant and awesome increase, Cricket. Yeah, as far as the analytics, yeah, there was a shooting on 103rd and moved to 83rd. I have 3 guys shot in that same. That's crazy. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll definitely, brother. Matt. If I'll definitely look at it for sure now. I wrote my brother about you. Did you, Carlos? That's good. I appreciate that. I mean, hopefully he's. I mean, I think you told me he's doing some time. It's just got to do his and get on. Guadalupe, it's heartbreaking, homie. When will he be on? Guadalupe, right now, he's still, I think he told me he has 6 more weeks. So when you renounce now, they used to do it where you left SMU2 after you did your thing. You got to Buckeye, they put you in the hole, and you had to take a lie detector test to say that you weren't going there to hurt anybody and some other stuff. Well, they stopped that. And now they have some classes that you have to take, and it's like I think he told me it was 16 weeks or 18 weeks of classes, and as soon as you completed those, then you can go up to reclassification, and they would decide to put you on the yarda. So I think he said he had 3 more weeks or 6 more weeks, and then he'd be able to at least hit the yard. Right now, he's still in the position where he only gets like 1 5-minute call a week. So we have already discussed that as soon as he gets to the yard and he's able to make, the 3 calls a week or 5, whatever it is that they allow you to get once you're in like kind of almost like general population type rules, then that's when we're gonna work out uh, getting him to call in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna try to get him on here live the way that we've heard Greyhound do it. But at the very least, I'll do some recordings and stuff and put them on so you guys can at least hear. But I'm pretty sure we'll be able to figure out a way to get him on here live and tell his story and take some ¿cómo se llaman? Take questions. My bad. So Theo Nino, we got love for him and we'll hear for him. All right, Jojo. Yeah, him too. I gotta still write him the letter that I haven't wrote him back yet. But that'll be another one. Once he's still in the phase where he's in SMU2, as soon as they move him over to Buckeye and he completes his classes, then again, we'll get into that. So there's things coming down the pipe where it's not just going to be me right here talking all the time. I am going to start ramping up, working on these videos. I know I've been slacking with the work and stuff, and it's just kind of easier to talk to you guys directly like this. But I know that some of those videos are good to put out too. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to wrap, to pick up on that and get some of those done. But in the meantime, we're working on stuff to get more people on here, more things that you guys can see and watch. So I'll get that done. Geronimo, yeah. What up, Cricket? Saludos a toda raza. Hope everyone is enjoying their weekend. Simon, RJ, Osiris, thank you, bro. Popping in and out, fellas. These fights got me glued. Do your thing, EJG. Jojo, yeah. You can contact his attorney for a jump, bro. I'm sorry. I'm trying to look. Hold on. And start his journey, the attorney of record. Yeah, I think he already has. He just sent me the papeles so that I can look at what he was talking about, because I didn't understand what he was kind of like trying to tell me. I get it now. But yeah, I think he's already on that. Vote for Canelo, says Jojo. Holly Lynn, sending positive vibes for our tribe. I'll email you. I want to help. I think having a mom's side or female will help reach them as well. Yeah, a lot. There's there's a lot of mothers and wives and stuff that suffer through this stuff that we do. Again, my girl had to deal with it, raising my son alone while I was in there. Basically a single mom, young, with nothing, just trying to make it, and obviously my fault. All right, Bobby B, do your thing. All you can do is spit that game, and boy, these youngsters have to do the other part. Yeah, Diablo. Definitely, there's that. I mean, it's all a matter of personal. They got to make those decisions. They got personal. ¿Cómo se dicen? Uh, Everyone has to make the right, decision for themselves. All we can do is put the info out there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's where we're at with that. I hired two guys yesterday at 25 per hour. Neither one showed up. Hit up a third youngster, and he worked all day for 15. But I gave him 30. Can't give up. You're right, Grio. Have JoJo could work for you, fool. What's up, Benjamin? How you doing, brother? Bobby B, you got money on it. Rocky music gonna fly now. I just started watching you recently, and I'm sure it will be an eye opening for many youngsters. Yeah, we're trying, Sally. I mean, that's the main thing, is just getting the message out for these youngsters to realize, and not necessarily just youngsters. Um, Dudes go to prison at all ages, and aren't involved in stuff and get involved. And yeah, I mean, for the most part, I'm not talking about no 50-year-old dude, but you have a 23-year-old that hits the joint for the first time, and has heard all these stories, and wants to go hard to join that stuff. Uh, this is for them too. They may even be the easier one to reach because they can at least understand some of the stuff. No, I don't want to sell the kids short either. They understand. We just got to put it out there. The information just got to get out there. They got to see these stories as they are. There's no holding back on it. Just just tell it like it is, and let them hear it, man. They're gonna make the right choice for the most part. Jojo EZ, that's seriously good for you, right on. Yeah, you should have the homies make a wish list, Grillo. I'll pitch in. A wish list, brother. Like, what do you mean, Jojo? What kind of wish list for them? Like, what do you mean? Hey, man, you should definitely do some recording videos with him on how the life is and how it affected him. Also, do a story about how he became a membership, like how he got membership. Yeah, I mean, all of that. I'll definitely. I'm gonna try different things with all of them. Uh, Stuff, whatever resonates with the viewers. Because at the end of the day, it is. I mean, this is about the viewers. Whatever you guys are trying to see and watch and show interest in, then that's what I'm gonna do. These lives right here, this is kind of just for me. I mean, it's for you guys too. But like I told you guys, I enjoy these conversations. It steers me in a direction that it helps me figure out where I'm going and how to do it. I get a lot of emails from people like that actually help me see things that in certain ways, and a lot of good information. I'm just the old pinto. I've never had to deal with this type of stuff. So how do I go about with the nonprofit? How do I go about with raising funds from government? All those things that I don't know. This has definitely helped. So, uh, but I also know I got to give the viewers what they want, and I hear it. A lot of people want those type of videos and stuff that we do, and so the hard part is the work, and everything else gets in the way of that. But I need to make the effort for you guys, for the ones that you know are supportive. So I definitely gonna do that. Those videos are gonna help the channel grow, brother. I promise. Yeah, I know. What was it like kicking it with Mundo? Any advice he told you that will stick with you? Advice? No, there was not much advice anymore. I mean, we're just like minded, so kicking it with him was just us rapping for the most part. We just talked a lot, and obviously we'd sit there and the little war story stuff, but and and just some of our life experiences. But there wasn't. It was no different than anyone else. He's a good dude, and we became friends, and that's where we're at with it. You can make it to the tip top of your prison gang career, run the yard, and send 100 pegadas. When you get out, you're back to square one. No options, only drugs, violence, and revolving door. That's right, Anthony Johnson. And on top of that, I was talking to someone today. We're discussing it was a California admit dude, but it's happening in Arizona too. And we were just talking about how like you guys have seen it, the ones that I think we put out a couple times, but they're in homeless shelters. They're panhandling. It's this isn't these aren't guys that are living in mansions and have made this great amount of money that they can live off of. Uh, do they have money? Does it happen? It's rare. I mean, yeah, of course. They're balling for honey buns and yeah, there's quite a bit of money where they're able to do certain things, but in the end, it's not enough to do anything with your life. They still get out and struggle, and in the end, they die in a damn homeless shelter or what. I mean, it's just not something. It's not a there's not a glorious existence. It's not to you can't look at it and say, damn, he's out on his boat and he's like you don't hear those stories because it doesn't happen. It's not Hollywood. We're not talking about movies here. If we have to sacrifice a few of your live chat so we can knock out a video or two, that's no problem. We're all here for the cause. Right on, Jojo. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah. Um, I just gotta do it. I have time, bro. Yeah, I work and all that, but there's time in between. I just need to quit bullshit. Like I told you guys, I'll throw my tablet on and start watching some Walking Dead, and and I just start doing, and I forget. Not that I forget. I just don't do it. So yeah, I need to really focus and grind and make myself do what I know is important, and these things are important. So I'm telling you, soon I'll have a company in Nevada, bro. I have a spot for you. Even just fly in for the weekend. I pay like 300 a day unless it's piecework. You get a percentage. Damn, Jojo. Órale. Be firme. What you gonna be doing for Thanksgiving? Cricket? Do you know how to cook? I know how to cook some things. My Ruka will probably hook up Thanksgiving. She usually does it pretty big. The only thing is it's just us. Um, we don't have any family where we're at, but it's cool. We have a good time. It's our little family, but she does it big, bro. Like she'll do the turkey, the ham, there's stuff that I won't eat. I'm a little picky, but there's a lot that I do. And holidays that's my favorite time of year. All of that. So yeah, we'll definitely spend it together at home and have all the goodies that everyone has. Um, but yeah, but as far as me cooking all that stuff, nah, I probably won't do any of that. She does. She usually gets down and handles all that. Shadow Pit Lopez, what's up, bud? Saludos to you, homeboy. San Jose Lifers in the house. How you doing, brother? Carlos, what my older brother and I like about your channel, and he's in Chula Vista, is your posture and your sharing about your former life. Right on, bro. I thank you. Did you get I responded to your email, Carlos. Hopefully you got that. Anthony Johnson, were you locked up in county by any chance in '06? Name sounds familiar. Hit the like. Thank you, brother. Hopefully I'm not missing any. I'm not missing any. Where the YouTube starts stopping people from saying stuff. I hope I'm not missing that because I wasn't looking at the YouTube side of it. I'm on this one. It doesn't look like. Oh wait, it did stop somebody? I'm sorry, Rogelio. I just let it in. Cuba watching the pelea. Do you know if Greyhound got my Wheeler and photo? Tell the homie he can call if he just wants to shoot the shit. All right. I don't know if he got your the Wheeler and photo. He didn't mention it. but I'll definitely find out, bro. That's the only one that was held back. Damn, I wish I would have seen that. Hopefully you haven't got off yet and you didn't hear my response. These kids are. Hold on, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna go back some because it looks like it skipped a bunch. Have you seen Mundo's movie called Mundo Mendoza? It's on YouTube. I have, RJ. I seen it. Smitty Kyle, Jojo been doing underground, running a 240 over to my shop. The Coco dude is cool. He said, just make sure it can't get wet. Smitty Kyle. Your son should help talk to these teens too. He turned out good, even with you, and they're like a family thing. Yeah, Guadalupe. Um, that's something I've pondered, but I don't want to like you see. I don't put him on this channel. I don't. I don't. I need to leave him out of it as much as possible, only because he has a path that he needs to take in his life, and I don't want anything that has to do with me to hinder that. I don't want him to be judged by my actions or anything like that. So I just unless it's his choice to take that type of life, for that lifestyle, you know what I mean, like some kind of social thing. I really don't want to involve him in a way that could, negatively affect him, because it could. People are judgmental. I was who I was, and not everybody understands the change or even believes in change like that. And hey, to each his own, but I definitely don't want that to affect him. So that's why I don't. You guys have seen him, you've heard him in the background. He helps me with stuff, but you guys will never see his face or anything like that. Only, not because of any, issue I have with you guys, obviously. I mean, but YouTube, anyone can see it. We got all the trolls, we have all the bullshit, and I just don't want to involve him. Uh, I've decided to do what I do because I owe a lot I owe a lot back, and I can handle the consequences of that. I don't want him to have to. Actually, not 2006. This probably would have been late 90s, says Diablo. Lots of white gente in here. Salute to all you homies from JoJo. Rasa Fool. I haven't tapped in too much. Busy with work and family things going on. Have a baby coming any day. Damn. Now due late. Due date 11/19. What's going on with Chopper? Did he leave? No, he didn't leave the channel. Rasa Fool. Congratulations, brother, on the baby. Um, Chopper's kind of East Coast time. So, and he has to be at work by like 4 in the morning. So he gets up at like 3 in the morning, and him coming on at this time for him, it already be close to midnight for him. Close to midnight. He just can't make these type of hours, and I know that these are the best hours because that's when everybody else is relaxing at home and can come in and bullshit with us. So we're just, that's it. We're just on that tightrope, but he's definitely involved in, as soon as we joke and say, bro, as soon as we're financially able to, we can quit our jobs and focus 100% on this and just be traveling and talking to people and being involved in all that. But until that day, we got bills to pay, brother. So he needs to make sure that his stuff is in order, and I understand that. So I can hold this down as much as possible, and he'll come in when he can and when we have the time to do it. But he's definitely involved 100% in everything that we are doing now and gonna do in the future. These kids are playing the videos. They think it's real life on the streets. End up on the streets. Found out quick. Yeah, that's part that. I definitely believe that that's probably part of it as well, but not as much as the other side of it. That's more of that's a different type of kid, I think, but definitely an issue. Because that's my favorite thing to do. I charge 150 to 250. Bro, when I get home, I'm supposed to cut the lawn and I be bullshit. Yeah, freedom liver. I hear you. You should see my lawn right now. Remember our contest for motif symbol of the nonprofit, hermano. Yeah. I do gotta figure that out. Santiago Rodriguez says, "Saludos, bro. Saludos to you, brother. How you doing? Thank you for coming in and rapping to us. I don't think I've ever seen your name on here before, so welcome. I appreciate your you coming in and getting involved." Arizona Diablo, yeah, I've been in county a lot and some tiempo in feds. Arizona Diablo, Jojo took the words out of my mouth. Boy, YouTube is a trip, fake and the real, all connecting together, some place, same time. Never thought I would see this. Yeah, it's true. Freedom Liberty agreed. It's called Talunando, professional talionadero. What's talionando, bro? Jojo AZ, get that company, bro. Freedom, when I started my company, it was the best thing I ever did in my life. That's what Jojo is telling Jojo AZ. I think Jojo AZ has his own company, bro. Right, Jojo, or no? You got that LLC hooked up? Cool, bro. I retired over to Carson City area. These city slickers moving here don't know shit. I do side jobs, but tell them I ain't legal, but I can do it right. Smitty Cows, yeah. That's uh, that's definitely true. Pablo, put your woman in the hat. Yeah, G Thoughts. I don't know if it was just his decision or not. To be honest with you, they were it was him, Crow, Inda didn't really have that kind of palanca at that time, but they were all in the same. We were all in the same pod together. All right, Cricket, how long have you been on, bro? Just got off work watching it now while I'm driving to the Chanta. Does anybody know if the Canelo fight is on yet? We've been on for 55 minutes, and everybody talking about there's some good fights going on. I'm not sure if the Canelo one is or not, but yeah, we ain't like Bobby B. He's kind of listening, but he's on that fight. EJG también. So yeah, everybody's doing their thing with that. Geronimo Simon. Yes, I did, and responded back to set up a present. Okay, I'll check it out. Carlos. Anthony Johnson, did you know Chico and Casper from 35th? I listen to Mundo's videos and always hear something that I missed. Yeah, there's a lot of info in them. Hey, Cricket, did you get a trade in the big house? I didn't, Smitty Cows. What I ended up doing was I ended up becoming like the same as you, like you're saying. I ain't legal, but I know the shit, right? So I was I became maintenance, like for the building, uh, the pinta. So the way I look at it, that's like an apartment complex or a hotel or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I did learn, the plumbing and electrical. We did a lot of stuff there. Stuff would go bad. We changed contacts in the big ass ovens. We would the solenoids in the dishwasher. All those little things like that I was able to do. Then we put in new stuff and pull wire, and I learned all that. Just how to read the meters and just all the different stuff. And so I was able to, when I got out, at least tell people that I know a little bit of plumbing and electrical, and I've used that to my benefit. But no, I didn't pick up an actual trade though. No certifications or anything. Yep. Kids off limits. By wish list, I mean if there's something they need like shoes or winter gear. Oh, okay. Orale. I'll find out. I need to figure out something. I've been thinking about that too. If there's some way I can do something for them for Navidad or something. Uh, but I don't know if I want to just put it on here or just do it myself. With what's coming in already. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I'll figure it out. Your son might be, but much respect on protecting him. What about your girl? Yeah, well, Lupe, my girl, we've talked about it too. Uh, she's probably watching, babe. What do you think about getting involved, babe, and talking to kids and stuff? If she's on here, as far as I'm concerned, I think it'd be a good story too. She can talk about the hardships of having a vato torcido, um, of having that lifestyle around her while I was active and there. I know there's a lot she put up with. I mean, we were doing some crazy stuff at the time, and she was somewhat aware. Arizona Diablo put Bill money sign down. What is that? Freedom Liver said Cricket the voice. What's wrong with the voice? What voice? My voice? What's up, David Pelayo? How you doing, brother? Jojo, that time will come, God willing, Nicarna. But for now, at least have an early live once in a while so Chopper can get on. Yeah, I'm going to. I'm definitely doing that. It's just sometimes it conflicts. It looks like like today I got stuck. I had to work, and then so I couldn't get on till later, and yesterday I had to work the night shift, and so but yeah, well, I'm definitely gonna. He has to come on. We have to make that time, and we will. Since it's fight night, figure I would let your viewers know Michael Carbal's 9th Street Gym is still up and running from 5 to 7 weekdays. Get some of them at risk Chicano youth in the gym. Yeah, that's true too. Just be careful with dudes that sit on the front steps foaming at the mouth. I should have said that. My bad. I apologize. I just played, man. That was my bad. But you're absolutely right. Yeah, that's an actual that's a real good activity to get kids into because they're able to get they can get a lot of the frustrations out. They learn some discipline. Sometimes these coaches can see things in these kids that need to be addressed. So yeah, definitely, you're absolutely you're right about that, Anthony. Leonardo means hustling. Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that. My grandson gets his COVID-19 on Monday. He's 9 years old. Damn, gonna get the shot. Just started, bro. 2 weeks ago. Saludos from Compton. Orale, Santiago. Oh, you just started watching the show? Is that what you said? You started watching this thing? I'm like, oh, what's a show? It's not a show. You started coming on us rapping. Well, welcome, brother. I appreciate you, and more than welcome to ask any questions and involve yourself all the way. Canelo is on now, said Sean Collins. Everybody's gonna leave the chat now. Freedom, I got one now. I'm trying to expand to Nevada, then Cali, hopefully. Feed me. RJ, yes, 100%. Yeah, Jojo, it's the best thing to do. You a GC or an electrician? Diablo, says Jojo, I know you do it all yourself, Vato, but if you need someone to point fingers and tell others what to do, hit me up. He's telling Jojo. Yeah, me too. What's up, Beezer? How you doing, bro? G-Thoughts, what would you do if we had this guy one-on-one, no guards? What happened? What would you do if we had this guy one-on-one, no guards? Who, bro? I don't understand the question, G-Thoughts. Freedom, both, bro. Also subcontract too. All depends on the situation. David Enns, that's the true cricket. Our women always know something up, even when we don't tell them. Yeah, absolutely. That dude Jaime is part of the Mexican mafia. What's up, Dave Pelayo? Did you? I think you put that dude Jaime was part of the Mexican mafia. You talking about Jaime Sanchez? He was, yes. If that's what you're asking, I think that's what you mean. Gerardo, Simon G. Orale, ya sabes. I love Canelo, says JoJo with a little heart. Yeah, bro. A little too far there. Yes, hermano Cricket, my boy gets his first COVID-19 vaccine shot. All right, nice. My son ended up getting COVID. Him and Maruka got it around the same time, uh, and he don't want to take the shot. I don't either. I just feel I had COVID too, so I'm assuming I have natural immunity now, or at least the antibodies that you would get from the shot anyway, right? Um, from what I understand, like I could be full of shit, But when you get like the flu shot, or I would assume the COVID shot too, they're putting the antibodies in you so that your body learns what it is, fights it, and then you have that natural antibodies in your body, right? So if I've already had COVID, then I should already have that because they've already fought that once, right? Am I right about that? Or, I mean, maybe I don't think there's any biologists or whatever the hell it's called that does that in the chat, but I'm thinking that that's kind of how it is, you know? David Belayo, yes, sir. Yep. Yeah, he was David. Oh, here we go. There's Maruca. If our son wanted to advocate, that's his choice. Imagine if Casper and Chino's kids would all get together and spread the word. As for me, I don't think so right now. It's too soon. Yeah, you're right. Casper's and Chino's kids speaking on that would be a trip. Would definitely, it's just another way for these kids to they'd be able to look at someone that's in almost in their position and see, because same thing. Casper's kid just graduated from high school. He's proud of him. He's doing good. Chino's kids, as far as I know, I don't know much, but I think they've gone down a pretty good path. At least they didn't follow in his footsteps, as far as I know, and I'm sure he's proud of that. And I think that's good for kids that are at risk, to doing that, for them to see that. Diablo Simon G. I swear I'm the hardest worker I got. We joke that the new guy is in charge because he's the only one standing around watching us work. Jojo. Joanna, nah, I don't blame you. Yeah. Dang, bro, just got back. My family stopped by. What I miss? Francisco, what's up, brother? I don't know where you left, bro, but you could check it out. It's pretty cool. We're just talking a little bit about the mensaje and stuff, and oh, I forgot about this. I just touched it and that happened, so I forgot I need to do that. So, um, but yeah, you didn't miss a lot, Francisco. We're just talking about. I kind of went. I don't know if you were here, but I went into the letters that I've gotten from Chapo today, and just spoke a little bit on that, and the mensaje that I have, and then from there we were just other little discussions we're having. Yes, body made antibodies. Very good. Okay. You can get an antibody test as swiper. Oh, is that right? Cricket respect, homeboy. Keep doing your thing. I'm gold. All right, Diablo. Ya sabes. You have a good night, brother. Appreciate you coming in again tonight. You're exactly right, says Loving AZ. Gracias. I know someone already asked, but I forgot what you said. Did you ever get anyone a pass? Who was it and why? Um, Pass and why? I don't I, I don't know, RJ. I can't really remember directly, but what I do know is I I, I prided my I prided myself on being fair. I wasn't the type. I wasn't a bully. That's for sure. And not to say I was great fucking guy. Obviously, I mean we're just talking about in that world, consequences of that world with that mentality. I don't think I took advantage of people, and I wasn't that type of individual. Did I hurt? Did I do it? Yes, of course. We're talking about that life that I lived. It was what it was. As far as giving someone a pass, I really don't. I can't recall that very well. I'd have to think about it and try to see exactly what. I mean, it's weird. What I do know, and I wish I could remember his name, is I was in. Man, I think maybe he called himself Joker. He was just a kid. Uh, I was in I was in Yuma, and I remember I was in the kitchen, and he sat down next to me, and he told me, Hey, I just want to let you know. He introduced himself and he says, I want to let you know I'm Skina. Anything you need, let me know. I'm here. Uh, can I keep in touch with you and all that? So I'm there on a violation. I'm supposed to be getting out. I wasn't there for, everyone knew that pretty much. And I remember talking to him and saying, listen, bro, you don't want to go down this path. You don't want to do, this offer you're making. You don't want to do this. I said, I'm getting out. I don't need you. I'm good. I didn't mean any disrespect by it or nothing, but I was just in my mind. He was like 18. He was young, and I wasn't much older. You know what I mean? But obviously, we're talking about the positions in the pinta, and I remember telling him like, just do you, bro. How much time you doing? He was doing like 5 years. I was like, why? Why would you want to do this? Why would you want to obligate yourself and like you're looking at this as if it's something to glorify? And even then, bro, I knew it wasn't. I knew it. Anyway, my point is that even at that time, I was trying to get these damn fools to say, man, why go that route? And I was part of it. I was with that shit. Um, it was a trip. But as far as giving anybody a pass, that I'm not. I don't remember anything like that. I'm not a cricket. I'm not a cricket. People that have gotten COVID have 13 times more immunity than a vaccine person. Oh, I think you're saying. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. They're 13 times more immunity than a vaccine person. Damn, I'm good then. Huh? Check out the Israel study. It's about natural immunity. It's worth the read. All right, Sean Collins. You just Google that Israel COVID or something. Joe. Joe one, the kids' testimony of their experience from their perspective would be powerful for other youngsters to hear, hopefully one day. Yeah. Smitty Kyle says, yeah, but some people react a different way. COVID shock can, some folks, immunity is the way God has always done it. Yeah, I mean, that shot, uh, that puts them on their ass. It's crazy. Even people have told me like they had COVID and they're like, man, that shot was worse than damn COVID. I mean, it only lasted, it was a lot shorter, I think, like 2 days or something. But they be talking about it gives them the blues. Oh, gee, thought you talking about with Pablo no guards on nothing, bro. I ain't with that no more. I'm not with that mentality. It is what it is. It happened. It's probably a blessing in disguise because here I am now. My mission is different now. I'm on this movida that I'm doing, and if I sat here and said that if I ran into this guy because he did this to me, I'd whack him or I'd do this or I'd fight or any of that stuff, I'd be a hypocritical person, and I truly don't think that way. Um, Pablo did what he did, or whoever, whatever decisions they made, they decided on that. It was just par for the course. I see now it's part of what that clica is. It's a backstabbing, pernicious, evil thing, rotten to the core. That the carnalismo does. It's anti-carnalismo, and that's the message I'm spreading, and that's the way I'm. That's my way of coping and dealing with what happened. As far as the individual, it's just part of that game, and that's my point with it. So yeah, there's no. I mean, I, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I wish I could catch him slipping, it ain't all about that no more. I don't care. It happened. It was bound to happen because that's what happens. Period. I misspelled a bunch of stuff. Sean got it right. Yeah, I saw it. Freedom. That chain was broken, unlike little RJ and big RJ. Yeah, that's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like I could not. I could never. I can't fathom that. A father that would allow their son to take that route. Que loco. Fernando Delgado. Hey, brother, you're a good vato. God bless you and your family. Have a blessed night. I really like watching your shows. They're tight. Take care, brother. You speak on real stuff and don't talk crap. Thank you, Fernando. I appreciate that, brother. You have a good night as well. I don't think I've seen you comment before, so I appreciate you taking part and expressing yourself the way you did. Thanks for that, brother. I hope you come back. Yes, we're here. I got shot 6 years ago in my head, and we were fighting each other. Norteños against Norteños, says David Pelayo. Yeah. What's up, everyone? Says Sunny Anaya. Just tapping in. I finally got my concealed carry permit today. Feels good to carry a gun legally. Vale. Be careful, brother. Sally says, "Hey, Cricket. So I have a homegirl here that keeps asking me to ask you if you knew a baby, a guy named Baby. No, I don't think so. There was a brother that they called Baby Boy. They changed. They also called them Pistol Pete, Pedro Chaires from the South Side, but I don't know anybody named Baby. Especially Chino's son. He'll never be with his dad. I love those kids. Me and Melissa were best friends. Yeah, I know, baby. And that's what sucks. Like Chino definitely will never. His kids will never see him in the free world and be able to be part of his life and vice versa. And it's just sad, but he's got to be proud that they didn't continue on that vida with them too. Yes, bro. You can Google and find it. All right, brother. I'll check it out. I had COVID and almost died. No exaggeration. Spent 22 days in the hospital. I'm scared of that damn shot. Even after they told me if I get COVID again, chances are it could be fatal this time. Damn, 22 days in the hospital, bro. That's crazy. And I had it and it didn't, like, I was really fatigued for 2 weeks, like tired as hell, bro. I'd get out of bed and walk to the bathroom and I would just be like, man, like I just wanted to go to sleep. Uh, that was about the worst of it. The first 2 days, I had a real bad headache. My body ached and all that. After that, it was basically just real tired. And then I did have the no taste and no smell. In the end, that's what I had left was no taste and no smell for like the last couple of days. And I remember I felt normal, but I couldn't taste shit or smell shit. And I'm like, man, this shit would suck if it stayed like you eat ice cream and you can feel the cold, but there'd be no taste to it. It was crazy. But yeah, brother, I'm glad you made it through that, Sean. 22 days in the hospital. Yeah, that definitely scared the shit out of me too. If it comes back, men's thing with the utmost respect. Besides the gang stuff, you agree with someone telling to bring the next man down. I say that again, Swiper. Men's side with the utmost respect. Besides the gangs, I'm not. I don't understand the question, brother Brown. Can you ask me that again? The vaccine didn't make me feel anything. I went on vacation. Is that right, Beezer? That's cool. Yeah, some people I've heard it does, gives them the blues, and some don't. Greyhound, matter of fact, I think he said for like 3 days it was because he had COVID before too, but he said that shot messed him up, man. He was like really sore, and he's like, bro, the shot was worse than having COVID. But obviously, it wouldn't be for like someone like Sean Collins. Mean this with the utmost respects. Besides the gang stuff, you agree with someone telling to bring the next man down? I'm not understanding that, Swiper. What do you mean? I agree with bringing the next man down. How? Hmm. You throw that at me again, Swiper. Bring the next man down. How? What do you mean? If I agree with someone telling somebody, I guess, to bring the next man down, in what way, brother? Well, I'm actually impressed by your answer. I understand. Thanks, says G Thoughts. The hell did I answer? What did I say? Which one? Oh, Pablo thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, bro. I'm not. Jojo AZ. The only shot I've had in the last 22 years was a tetanus shot. And I haven't been sick in just as much time. Didn't catch COVID and been traveling for the last 4 years. Yeah, it's shit. I ain't had a tetanus shot in a long time, but yeah, I haven't gotten any shots in forever either. The library and Wikipedia can teach you a lot about Aztecs, Jaguar Knights, Eagle Knights, Nahuatl, etc. The yard is not the only place one can learn of his cultura. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They have so many books. And like I said, man, colleges actually offer like, cultural classes and straight. I mean, I remember I ordered them while I was in there. I had a workbook, a Nahuatl workbook that taught you how to, read and write it. I had the dictionary. I mean, there's ways to do it. But I definitely, yeah, like you said, the yard isn't the only way. Bobby B says she's talking about a girl named Baby from Sunny Slope. Yeah, nah, I don't know anybody from Sunny Slope. That not like that, pretty much. I mean, except for whoever I ran into the Pinta. I don't know anybody. We'll get your rest, please. We'll get Antonio Gonzalez. Right on. Sonny and I look up USCCA membership. If you ever have to use your piece, they cover you with lawyers and bail money and all sorts of help, says Loving AZ. Sean Collins, yes, 22 days. I couldn't breathe. My left lung only worked 10%, right lung 40. I lost 40 pounds. I couldn't get out of bed for 10 days. The day I got out, as soon as I saw my wife and little one pulled up, I cried. Yeah, I would imagine, bro. Man, and not breathing, that's a motherfucker, bro. Like that right there, I think is the way that I would hate to go. The being choked out or something like. The, man, yeah. I'm glad you made it through that, bro. Yeah, definitely. And your girl and kid definitely. I'm sure are real happy for that as well. It sucks. When you doing more spills on the Mexican, hopefully soon, David Pelayo. Matter of fact, I've started a few and then I just like end up with a new idea and start another one. So I have like three or four started. I just need to follow through and finish. So definitely soon. Um, I don't even want to get a time frame anymore because I've done that and I don't get to them. So, but I will. I'll get to them. No smell, no taste, but you remember what things smell and taste. Mine were a regular mild cold, although no smell, no taste. You do recall what things. My smell still comes and goes. Mine was a mild cold. Just had to sleep on my side. It was easier to breathe. Yeah, warrior, outlaw. You right about that. Some of it is. It's a tough little virus going around. You know what I mean? And like Sean Collins said, some people get it bad. And the consequences. I mean, it's killing people. Um, yeah, it's crazy. Lovely goose. Sup, Cricket? Did you have the vaccine shot before you caught COVID? I heard of some breakthrough cases. No, I never got the shot. I've never had it. I never got the vaccine. I got the shot because I didn't like the idea of giving COVID to someone else. I was tired for like 2 days, as David Maestas. Yeah, I never got it just because I'm pretty sure. I mean that whole the way it was explained. I mean, I just think that me having got the virus is basically like getting the shot. So I think I'm good. Good evening, by the way, to David Maestas and Warrior Outlaw. I think you guys are barely coming in, if unless you just been quiet. But what's up, fellas? Hit the like, y'all. 57 watching, 37 likes. Yeah, today's a slow one. I think, it's the fights and everything going on. Everybody, but it's cool. We got it. We gotta do it where we do it. What are we looking like right now? 41 likes is what I see. Yeah. What's my chat? Oh, we got one dislike. So looks like Joanne came through. My little boy is the reason I got the vaccine. I can't give him because a virus took me out. I know. Can't leave him because a virus took me out. Yeah, Beezer. I mean, everything we do got to be with the kids in mind. Our kids, obviously, or shit, all kids really. But yeah, our kids are for the utmost. You gotta, any consequences to us are just ours. Those little ones gotta feel it. Cricket, have you thought about writing a book? Sunny Anaya, I have and I haven't. So I've obviously thought about it. I don't think my story is anything that's, it ain't all that great as far as for a book. It's like anybody else's story, I think. But the only reason that I've obviously thought about it, the reason that I'm against it, not against it, but the reason I'm not really, there's no serious thought to it, because it's not in it doesn't push what I want to do forward. You know what I'm saying? So me talking to these kids, going out to these juvenile facilities, starting this organization, getting involved in everything that has to do with that, I don't think writing a book will have any bearing on that. The book would be just to be, to tell a story about my life or whatever. And most of these kids that we're talking about aren't going to be the ones reading that book, if anybody does. I don't have no. It's not that great of a story. It's just a story. So yeah, that's not. I think it'd be I'd rather use my time doing moving forward with what I got going. I think I'm kind of on a race here. I need to get this shit going, and that's how I feel inside me. Like, man, this needs to just start. I need to have this organization. I need to start reaching out to the people that can help with it. I need to start reaching out to those that can get me in these facilities. I need to reach out to those that where we can get the funding to open centers to do. Like, I have this huge ideas in my head, and I know it's not gonna, but even if I get half of what I want, I think it's going to be feed me, and I just want to do that. I want to involve everybody that wants to be involved. Talking to, there's so much that can be done with a community of like-minded individuals. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. And writing a book is just about me. Come on, it ain't that all that serious. I watch all your shows. I just never caught you live chat before, so it was cool. I grew up with little Ricky Jimenez Smiley back in the day in Adobe Mountain with a lot of the homies that changed my life. That's good, Fernando Delgado. At least you made it to, you took that other path, and I commend you for that, bro. I appreciate you being here, like I said. And yeah, anytime you catch these lives, bro, hop on, rap to us. My son found the channel, asked me questions about you and Chopper. Is that right, Bobby B? Que loco. Was there a vato named Baby from 9th Street? Think he was Jaime Fuentes' brother. I remember that name now, but I never met the dude. I think I know who you're talking, but like I said, I don't know. I meant you doing something and get caught and telling someone that had nothing to do with it. I meant you doing something and get caught and tell on someone that had nothing to do with it. And you ask if I support that, bro? No, absolutely not. No, I don't support. I support your, taking responsibility for your actions, bro. Like, if you get busted for something, you got to do your time. I'm not here to. I'm not. I'm not here to. What would you call that? I'm not. I'm not. This isn't. I'm not saying, hey, everybody become a rat or a snitch or whatever words you want to use for that. Um, what I'm saying is, take personal responsibility for your actions. Of course, once you get to the pinta, if that's the route that you've decided to take and you're there, right? Know that these individuals that everybody looks up to in there and that you may aspire to want to be a part of are not who everyone thinks they are. The propaganda is bullshit. And every day, every time I have a chance, I'm going to tell my story and many other stories so that we can get that out there and people can see that. So if you found yourself in the position to where you're at this crossroads, whether you do your time, better yourself in any way you can. I get it. There's not a lot of programs offered and all that, but it doesn't mean you can't educate yourself. But you do all that, or you take the other route and you try to join these battles that you know nothing about except for the propaganda and the glorification and all that stuff that's thrown out there. Then this is where I'm saying, um, people need to man, a bunch of these were held back. I just looked right now. I'm sorry, guys. That's where I'm saying that people need to open their eyes and look at. I'm not again, and people tell me like, my mom, my jefita's real big. Like, why do you say that about? Um, you're not telling these kids not to go get in trouble and go to prison and all that. And I absolutely am. I believe that with all my heart. I would wish that none of them would get into that position at all. The problem is, um, the problem with that is it's not realistic. There's going to be knuckleheads. You know what I'm saying? They're going to end up, there's going to be kids that end up going to prison. What I'm trying to say is once they do, I want them to have the whole story. And the whole story is that it's not some organization that's there for it. This isn't Mecha from college. You know what I'm saying? This is a, a cannibalistic group of junkies, basically, that will kill you at the drop of a hat for any slight, whether they call you their brother or not. So that's where I'm at with this swiper. I'm definitely not in favor of someone telling on someone that had nothing to do with it, or whether they had something to do with it. I'm not for that. I'm against kids throwing their life away because they look up to these individuals that are no better than anybody else at the end of the day, and actually worse. When I left the hospital, I was on oxygen for 3 months. Damn, Sean, gone for real? Warrior Outlaw. Yeah, I've heard of some too. I don't think I have any necessarily in my family that I've heard of that have passed, but I've definitely heard of a lot of you know people in at least in the circle that have. It's crazy. Wow, Lupa said, Joanne, stop it. Who's that, bro? Just got off the Highland. The recap was watching a Ramcon and had the duel. Right. Sorry, I just got an email from one of them in there, and I was trying to see if there's anything that I could share with you guys, but it's long, so I'll have to read it later and see what I can see if there's anything I can put out there. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to put you guys on hold. Um, you got the fights going on, and the Phoenix Suns game is on right now. I'm competing with everything, huh? Orale. Joanna's the new Karen. Virus mutates, and every time it does, Jojo, what is it? I don't know what you said after that. Oh, when they need a new vaccine, is that right? Hmm. Ruka, not recap. Pinche spell check. Orale. The book, in my opinion, will be profitable, and the money could be used for your work. Yeah, I mean that'd be one thing, but I don't know if it'd be profitable, bro. My shit ain't that interesting. Suns won 121 to 117. Besides Mike Hill, who else was the higher ups in WS? Who would it be? I don't know, Lovely Gold. To be honest with you, I'd have to really look into that. I don't remember any. I know a bunch of them, but I didn't know their I didn't know their internal politics. You know what I'm saying? As far as ranking and all that. I'm not even sure how they had that going on. I could find out. I could look into it. Surrender the past. Don't look back. Right on, Jose Segura. You right about that. I think you should write one, bro. Like the way, why not's on your agenda, bro. The pros and cons. Yeah, I guess that'd be a way to do it. I just wouldn't want to. Yeah, I guess that just an autobiography would be the one that I wouldn't be interested in. My life, it's not that damn interesting, bro. We all had tough times growing up. I'm nobody special. I made decisions based on my own decisions, not because I was, because I had a bad upbringing. We all had that, and there's a lot of people that had that and didn't choose to do the things that I've done. So that's no excuse. There's no issue for that. And for me, like if I sat here and played that boo hoo, and I've done it. I'm not. I mean, I don't know if you guys have saw. I did an interview on another channel, Vato named Sheepdog Assist, and he focuses more on post traumatic stress. And so I did an interview with him. I don't know if I ever had that post traumatic stress stuff or not, or if I have it or whatever. I was diagnosed with it, but I also know I was diagnosed because I was fighting a case. It was in juvenile hall. They brought it up. I was diagnosed with it, and I know that it was my defense attorney and my defense psychologist or psychiatrist or whatever it was that came up with that, and it was more of a defense to bring to the judge. You know what I'm saying? So I explained that in this interview, but I also explained my upbringing and some of the stuff that I think led to, at the very least, some of my mentality at the time. The why I feel I had these violent thoughts and stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've looked into it. I've gotten into it, but I don't think it's that different than a lot of other models. Some of you probably had worse lives coming up than I did, and you still didn't do the shit that I did. So there's no excuse when it comes to that. It's just a matter of the decisions we make in our lives. But I think that's a good thing, because that means nobody is irredeemable. That means none of these kids are bound to end up a certain way because of how they came up. If they have the full information, they may be able to make the right decisions, or at least, help in that. Can you break down the split for people who don't know? Everybody was over a hot Cheeto. That, what was her name, fool? We don't get down like that, bro. Which split, Airman? You talking about? I mean, because I have a whole video on the split, bro. Very true. The wizard behind the curtain is not what you thought he is. Yeah, that's a very good way to put it. Vero MAB Mothers Against Bullies Garcia. I appreciate you. I don't got no business saying or speaking on men stuff, but thank you, because I got 7 boys and your stories help out a lot. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Uh, a lot, a lot of those palabras are, they keep us motivated in what we're doing. You know, it's good. We're just trying our best. What's up, bro? Sons, Carlos Nieto. What's up, bro? Suns game was on shit. Was a good one here now. Yeah, they said they won, right? 121, 117. When you gonna change your name, Carlos? Every time I'm about to call you Carla, I realize. Okay, good night. Gotta get my Z's. All right, freedom, liberty. Ya sabes, bro. You have a good night, brother. My role model. I don't know about no role model. Canelo TKO in the 11th round. Oh yeah, he won. I thought you said it was gonna be the. Didn't you say 8th round, Bobby B? Cricket is Rogelio Gonzalez. Eggy Night still representing, or is done? He's done, Brownside. Rogelio been done since like 99 or 2000. He ended up going to the feds after the fact too in like 2003, and as soon as he got off the bus, he was stabbed. He's still alive, but yeah, he's definitely done. From Chandler, Pueblo's finest. Hope you're doing good tonight. Much love and respect from Pueblo. What's up, brother? I seen a comment you did, so I went to check out your stuff. But you were talking about your channel, but you ain't put nothing out in so long. I was gonna make a comment on there, but are you planning on putting more stuff out, or what you got going on, bro? What year were you in Adobe Mine? I was there from '94 to '99. Actually, the last time I was there was '94, the beginning, and then in '95 I just got transferred to adult court and went to the joint. But my first time was in '91. Bobby B, I love Canelo, said Jojo with his little corazon. Sorry, I meant 86 to 90. Oh, that's when you were in Adobe, 86 to 90. Yeah, you were there way before me, bro. All right, Cricket. All right, David Pelayo, ya sabes. Have a good night. My grandpa told me in '62 the word pray is also pray, which is where they will take whatever they want of you. Yeah. I won't say his name, but the cop wrote the book with Boxer on the history of the Cali Yemen. That's something you could do for the history. Man, what happened here? Oh, and it's a story of tragedy and redemption. Yeah, I read that book. Um, yeah, it's a good book. I freak, I freaking bet a stack on this fool Canelo, but he won, right? So you're good. So you know my bro, little Chipas. It's misspelled, but that's your bro, Carlos Delgado, Noel. Yeah, he's my co. He was a co-defendant of mine. He was in the hotel room when we all got caught up. For the people that you're trying to steer away from the MA, is it realistic that they could avoid politics in prison without being in for being a lone wolf, so to speak? Yeah, it is, Sonny Anaya. I'm not sure where you're from. I guess maybe California, and I have heard that California they kind of do have a mandatory involvement. In Arizona, it's not the same. In Arizona, everybody gets there as raza, right? And you can do your time how you want to. The only time that you're obligated to get involved in anything is when there's a riot. If there's a riot, then you have no choice. You have to get involved, or you're in a lot of trouble. Aside from that, it's absolutely realistic for people to just do their time. It happens. It's something that they do. Um, Unless you tell or have come up and say, "Hey, I'm skiing. I'm here for you. I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to do that." Basically, obligating yourself. You have no obligation. You can do your time and just do you and not have to worry about anything. That's one of the good things that I have heard that I saw when I was there, compared to what I hear California does. So that's an actual good thing. I'm not sure if that's changing in Cali too or not, but that's the way it was in Arizona. Canelo won. I'll check it out. But I said, yeah, Airman, no problem. It's a whole video on the original. I just the thing is I know a lot of people call that second thing with Trigger and all that a split as well. If that's what you're talking about, then I need to get into that. That I have not addressed, and I plan to. But as far as that original split, the old M and new M thing, and all that, that's all in there. My first couple videos, I think I addressed that, and I do. Hey, bro, is Greyhound's dad from Garfield? No, 55th Street Bully. Greyhound's dad was originally from a clique called La Familia back then, when it was, I guess, 70s, 80s, or whatever, which is right there by. I mean, I think it's between Garfield and 9th Street, like the little area. But that was the barrio he was from. Whatever happened to Valentino from Dupo Villa? Fernando Delgado, you talking about Valentino Otero? Is that who you're talking about, bro? Beezer, yes, and amen. I've got grandchildren who rely upon Tata, and it's good sign where COVID-19 vaccine is concerned. Javier Hernandez, but Cuvo. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? James Dame, shout out. Cricket was in Winslow Kaibat from '05 to '09. Orale, how you doing, brother? Welcome. Oh, with trigger. Yeah, yeah. No, I've never. I haven't addressed that one yet. I'll get into that. I gotta get all that stuff put together and figure it out myself too. Remember, I was by the time all that I was there for the beginning of all that, but what it turned into was by then I left to the feds. So a lot of it I need to get from others. You know, I know how it started. I know what happened. I know Trigger well. I know all the players in that little thing that happened. So yeah, I'll definitely get into that. Yes, I'm from Oxnard County, but live in Jacksonville, North Carolina now. Oh, okay, orale. But yeah, Sonny, it's definitely like I said, it's realistic for that to happen. You just got to do you, and you just obligating yourself to someone else and telling them uh, that that's the way that and giving them the power over you and your actions. It's just there's no future in that. There's nothing that you gain from doing so, and and it's actually the opposite. You lose a lot for that. So Cali's a total different animal. They want demand you program. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I've heard that, but at the same time, the proof is in the pudding. You know, the PC yards are growing. SNY yards, there's now more SNY inmates than GP inmates because people ain't trying to be forced to do something. Grown men are not going to allow other grown men to tell them what to do for very long, especially when it's something that can, where you're putting them in the position to give up their lives for something that you believe in and they don't. Um, that's a tough one. What's up, Sal Tadeo? How you doing, brother? Buenas noches a ti, brother. Let's see where we at with this. How you doing, Sal? Nice to see you here tonight, brother Brown. James Thomas was Simple ever sent to Navajo County Jail for a page two. Um, I think you meant Semple. You're talking about Leonardo Martinez, right? It's not simple. It's Semple. Cempo. But as far as Navajo, I don't know. I don't know if he was or not. I know he did get page two. Uh, he picked up more time for that. I think it was the assisting a criminal syndicate charges and all that. I really don't know if JoJo he made some money. Orale. I really don't know if he ended up in Navajo County or not. Yeah, I couldn't answer that. DCGM. Okay, fight's over. What did I miss? Nothing, bro. It's over. I'm done too. So a rato. Puro pedo. Just bullshit. What's up, David Caballero? Man, bro, I haven't seen you in a while. Um, can you please? I refreshed everything in my email. Can you get at me so I have your email again? I've been waiting for you to come on. It's been a while, but I remember the last email you sent me. I tried to respond. I refreshed, and I don't know what the heck happened, but everything disappeared. So if you can get at me again, so that I can respond to your email. The Emmett book that Mundo and Boxer wrote, I was surprised that there was an Oklahoma Emmett that started in the 2000s. La Mano Negra de Oclas. Is that you talking about was that the encyclopedia of? That's the one you're talking about. Yeah, that one was crazy. I haven't been able to. I haven't read the whole thing or looked through it all or but it looks like it's a good book. I remember it has like the little things where you can take a picture of it, right, and it'll send you somewhere on Google or something so you can see things. That's a good idea. Yeah, you're right. They want a chance to hug their rucas again. It's tough, but hold your mud and maybe get through. Yeah. Leonardo, where was he from? He's Leonardo's from Dupavilla, bro. Leonardo Martinez, Dupavilla. Lovely Gooper, yes, yeah. I was reading that too. Lovely says slow N55. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that. La mano negra de Oclas, huh? It's crazy. Let's see something. I'm sorry, I'm trying to see something real quick on here, but it doesn't look like it's working. All right, get back to the comments. Okay. Whatever happened to Hitman from Garfield, Johnny Estrella? I don't know, Fernando. Uh, I don't know. We're talking about that shit. It's been so long since. Sorry, I was reading that next one. They got game systems and flat screen TVs with tablets these days in Yuma. James Thomas. Wow. And I heard about that on these other yardas too. They got Xboxes and stuff, and it's crazy, man. But I guess something to fill the time. Uh, one thing that I think that a big thing that I think people are starting to. I'm talking about normal people, like administration and stuff, are starting to kind of come to the realization is that most of these people that are in prison, I'm not sure exactly what the percentage is, will hit the streets one day. And I think if you just treat everybody with the all that harsh punishment stuff and lockdowns and all of that stuff, and then you expect just to release them to society and want them to then become constructive, you know, members of society going forward, that's just not realistic. You can't keep someone in a cell for years upon years, treating them like an animal, then expect them to get out and just thrive in this world. There's no skill set there that you've given them. And again, I'm not sitting here trying to be some liberal person and say that you have to be kinder and gentler to these individuals. I'm just saying, what do you want? What do you want in return for what what you're putting in? Because whatever you put in, you're gonna get. That's what's gonna come out. Um, you can't. Again, I know that it's everybody's personal responsibility in their actions. Nevertheless, if you haven't given them the option to at least figure it out some way for themselves, then who do you blame? I mean, of course, you got to blame them for their actions, but you can't say you know, society can't say they did everything they could and pretend rehabilitation is a thing when it's not. And it's cool if prison is about punishment and you're just gonna give people time and hey, you guys figure it out, then that's the way it is. Okay, cool. My thing is, don't sit here and pretend like it's about rehabilitation and that this guy should have learned his lesson and all of that. But when you look at the record, the dude's been in the hole for the last 7 years of his time. He was cuffed up, on the way out. He had to walk out backwards. He had to spread his cheeks 4 times, 5 times a day, like all of these things. And then here you go, parole. Here's your $50 and enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna get what you put in at the end of the day. Uh, Again, I'm not sitting here trying to be a liberal and saying you should give these guys $1 million and set them up with a lifetime supply of Snickers, but there's got to be some middle ground there. Oki from Musca G13. What the hell, JoJo? Shit, I was in Adobe first time 82. They gave me 9 months. It seemed like 9 months was a long time. I got sent to Catalina in 85. Me, boxer Robert Hill, escaped. Then in 87, got transferred to Madison. Yeah, 9 months was forever when you're a juvenile, bro. Robert Hill. Lovely Ghoul. Slow N55. Yeah, there was some things in the book that I never knew about the M. Sonny Anaya, my second uncle, mom's uncle, was a carnal in the Cali M. He died in good standing a few years after getting out. My mom absolutely hates anything gang mafia related. I see why now. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like most people that have at least had some type of experience with it, see it for what it is. Um, all that glorification, all that the veil of secrecy, when that shit's pulled back, there's nothing there positive. And I'm not saying like it's a positive thing anywhere, should be. I'm just saying like positive as in what even we were looking for. You know what I mean? Which is it would also be negative, but in a positive way, if you guys understand what I'm saying. Like if I call this man my carnal, the positive thing there would be to treat him like my brother. And so yes, we're murderers, we're all this bad stuff, but that's my brother, right? When it comes down to it, if I'm willing to take this man out at any slight, then that ain't my brother, period. Because I wouldn't do that to my brother. Um, if this man does drugs and I have to kill him, and my brother does drugs, I'd be like, hey, bro, rehab. What do you need? How can I help? Whatever the situation. But my response would not be death to him. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know some people are going to sit here and say, well, there's consequences in this. Everyone knows the rules. But that's not the case. Everyone doesn't know the rules because everyone doesn't follow the rules, and the consequences aren't the same for everyone. So when that happens, then here we go again. It's the favoritism and all the rest of that when it comes down to it. My mom absolutely. Oh, yes, that's him. He got life, didn't he? I don't know. Did he get life, bro? Uh, Wait, hold on. I think I'm confusing something here. Let me go back and see what you said, Fernando. Who you're asking about? Because for a minute I thought you were talking about. Oh, Valentino from Dupervilla. Yeah. He got life, bro. Him, Fernando, him and Sergio Mendez from 9th Street. They call him Negro. Uh, Both of them got life for killing a vato named David Brown. They did that actually from my house, bro. So I was upstairs sleeping. I'm not gonna go too far into it. This story, I can tell the story another day. But bottom line, I woke up. They had the dude tied up downstairs. I told them none of that shit was gonna happen in my house. They ended up taking him off and they killed him. At the same time, they were with Sergio had a cousin named Shadow. Uh, he told on the whole thing. So Sergio and Valentino Otero Tino both got life sentences for that case. I always replay what I missed the next day. Right on, DC. Appreciate you, bro. Do you remember Louis Reese from the Dupes? Whatever happened? I don't. I don't know that name. Louis Reese? Yeah, I don't know that name, Fernando. Brownside Hotel, were you in Alpha Cottage in Adobe? Says Mark Gonzaga. Was president of Mecha of U of A 79 to 80, says Geralamo. Órale. Will we ever get a JB profile in the near future? Yeah, that one's actually half written, lovely. That's one of the ones that I say that I had wrote it. It's half written. Um, that's one of the ones I need to finish. But yeah, you're definitely gonna put that one up together. That one's just crazy. JB was I can't believe the dude came in with like baby time. I think the first time was like a 2.5. The second time was like a 4 year, and then he picked on the second one. That 4 year one is when he picked up all of that, and um, he's been in solitary like lockdown, and I mean he was in CB6 for probably 30 years. Been in SMU2 now for about 20 years. It's crazy. Yeah, that's definitely a profile I gotta throw out. So I was just informed it's actually Baby Loke. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Not that I know. I don't think so. I'd need a real name to go with that. That Ruca from Chicanos por la Causa left me an email. She wants me to go down to her office Monday to talk to her about me doing that with her group once a week. I'll let you know how it goes, bro. Damn. All right, brother. Yeah, absolutely. Keep me informed on what you got going there. That's feeding me, brother. Congratulations. All right, what time is it? So, all right, we're coming up on Salud Rio de Sur Califas getting out of Jale. Órale. Feed me. What's up, SV16? How you doing, bro? Todo bien? Cool. Where are we at right here? Let me see something. Mark Gonzaga. Do I know? I know that name. I don't know where. Do you know a Mikeo Hernandez from Texas? I don't know about the last name. I do know a Mikeo. Trying to think real quick. He was one of the merecidos, if that's who you're talking about. What's up, Eastside Nuevero? What you doing, bud? Saludos to you. Everything getting that out, my boy. Ahorita que hay. Just right here, doing the thing. You know how we do it. Um, if you guys don't mind, well, I have to. I'm gonna put you guys on hold for a few minutes. I apologize. You guys just speak among yourselves real quick, or we'll accumulate some of these comments, and I'll be right back. I gotta do something really fast here at the Halle. Give me a few minutes. Thank you, guys. All right, sorry about that, everybody. I just had to run and do something really fast. I'm gonna go back a little bit, get to these, respond to these comments. Got the results of my physical. I'm good to go. Only high cholesterol. I stopped drinking and drugs. I want to live. Yeah, you right about that, Javier. Congrats on that, bro. Man, damn. Why did I skip that the first time? I'm sorry about that, brother. I see it right here, but because in the next question I answered a minute ago, so that's crazy. But yeah, that's good for you, brother. Good. Congrats on that. What's up, Eastside Novetta? Damn, I already answered that too. What's up, bro? How you doing, Eastside Novetta? Damn, Cricket, you the yellow pages, says Guadalupe. What you mean, fool? How am I the yellow pages, bro? Brownside says, Simone, I was an alpha in 85. Oh no, someone said the M name here. Come the questions. Say, what's up, Bobby B, says Francisco. It's your humility that attracts attention to your message, hermano Cricket. You think so, bro? Humility, huh? Appreciate that, bro. Sean Collins. 2 streets down, I parked the Cadillac because I missed 2 payments. Now the dealer wants it back. That's how I feel right now. Everyone take 2 seconds. Thank you, brother. Sunny Anaya. Appreciate it. Let me put that up there just so. Do that. What are we looking like with that? We got 54 likes, 52 people watching, so that's feeding me. I don't know how many have watched total. It'll tell me at the end. But that's good. 54 likes. I appreciate everybody that liked it or likes it. Um, I think I need to start shortening these lives a little bit, just so we can be more on point with the mensaje. Because I think we do them like today. We talked a little bit about these letters and the message, and then it just gets to kind of repetitive, just talking, which I enjoy. I do enjoy it. I think that's why we do it. But I just don't want people thinking that this is what it's all about. I'm just here to just chit chat. Geronimo said, "Yeah, sheepdog assist. Yeah, yeah, yeah." Did you see that? Did you see that? What do they call that? What would it be? Did you see the interview that he did of me? That he when he interviewed me, bro. Jojo, tell us a joke, says Francisco. I constantly tell my family members to be a good example to their kids. Don't let them see you drunk or high on drugs. I tell them buy them books, take them to church. Yeah, Javier, absolutely. Um, it's a good thing, bro. Whatever we can do for the kid, whatever. Come on, we know what's right and what's wrong and what these kids should and shouldn't see. Period. At the height of my jale, when I was the worst that I could ever be, um, I was still, I still knew that kids are, they're precious, bro. It's off limits to act that way or show them anything other than the right way. I don't understand those people that would go buy 12 and 13-year-old kids beer and shit. Like, that's not funny. It's not a joke. That could actually lead to one of them dying or something, and it's just not cool. And I know that it just sounds like, it sounds crazy because we were those kids that were making these, asking these people to do it for us. But I don't give a damn. That's not that. I ain't that. I ain't the one. What did the Indians say at the magic show? Says JoJo. But how? So I gather you all here today to talk about Rogaine, says David Hens. Jojo AZ. Canelo got a knockout, says just an illusion. I thought they said it was a TKO. Just an illusion. In the 11th round. I second Geronimo humility. Appreciate it. LOL, Jojo, you crazy. Everyone thinks you know everyone like the Yellow Pages. I can't remember what I did 2 days ago. Yeah, I know, right? I forget a lot too. I got a pretty good memory. It just depends what we're talking about. Thank you, brother. Hey, when are you going to have your next live chat so I can be on? Hey, God bless you. Have a blessed night. Keep doing what you do, brother. God bless you. Tomorrow, Fernando, I'll do it again. Probably a little bit earlier than tonight. I want to see if I can get Chop on. So, what day is today? Saturday. Tomorrow will be Sunday. Let's say tomorrow, we'll call it 6 o'clock Pacific time. I'll try my best. So that means I'd have to get on at 8 o'clock my time. 6 o'clock Pacific. Say between 6 and 7 o'clock Pacific time. We'll say. I'll try my best, brother. I'm just trying to give you kind of like a range so that you can get on if you want to, bro. It was TKO, says SV16 on the Canelo fight. So, let me look at something really fast. Just want to see if, what the hell? Sorry, everybody. I don't mean to keep this shit quiet so long. I'm just trying to make sure that it didn't block anybody that tried to ask something. This YouTube thing will come at you kind of crazy, and I don't like skipping comments and stuff. I apologize. Yes, you're truly humble, Grio. It makes you come across more sincere. I don't know about humble, bro. I'm just trying to be. I'm just honest, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I have nothing to hide anymore. I'm here to tell it like it is. I think that's the best way to reach these kids. I could be wrong. There might be a whole different way. I just think it's just my way. So, and again, like I said, I don't have shit to hide. You vatos can ask me anything you want. If I have an answer for you, I'll give it to you. There's some stuff that stumps me. Like there's some things that I just don't know how I feel about it. You know what I mean? Um, there's some things where like with this, you got most of you know that the kid Texas Shoot'ems, Texas, and he had called in about his dad getting that life sentence like that. It doesn't. It look. I know what to say to him. That part doesn't stump me. But what stumped me is what he went through with his father and how he feels about it. Because I get it. I totally agree with him. No one wants to. Like I've had people tell on me. I've had people, everyone knows how that feels, and as messed up a feeling as that is, I do know that that's part of the game. So what can I do? What can you say? Like you can't sit there and pretend like you didn't know it was a possibility. Everyone knows it's a possibility. It's huge out there. Dudes, people save themselves, and it sucks, but that's what it is. So I get conflicted with stuff like that because I don't want to say something that sounds like I'm for this, like what would you call it? I guess like I have this like the rules of the game type shit. You know what I mean? I'm not with none of that bullshit. I'm just not. I'm not here to judge anybody for what they do anymore. I can't. How could I? It's like that saying, you throw stones in a glass house. You just can't do it. So I'm nobody's judge. I'm nobody's. It's just not what it is. So I get conflicted when I get questions like that. So that's the only thing that may stump me. But other than that, bro, I'm here to tell it like it is. And even that, I'll try my best to explain, where I'm at with it and why. So chop is female, but get Greyhound dude is funny, says Carlos. Yeah. He's gonna be on too. Tonight got too late for it. He was gonna come on también. But I'm at work, so I got stuck like having to start late, and they were locking him down already, so he couldn't come on. Are the chats going to slow down when the wife gets back? My lady says Cricket can wait. Dinner's ready. Ah. No, I'm gonna try and keep him going. Maruka's pretty supportive of what I got going on here. She knows what it's about. I don't know if I can sit here for 3 hours, but we could definitely chop it up and discuss some of the main things that we need to talk about. So yeah, I'm gonna do my best to keep it going like it is. We'll figure it out from there. Jojo Az says Roberto. What's Roberto, bro? What's Roberto? Cricket. Let recap on yeah, bro. I mean, where are we at on getting the nonprofit and Christmas is getting close. Hoping you can make it all happen in Mountainside. Um, yeah. Where we're at with it is trying to get everything, all the papers, as far as ¿cómo se llama? The mission statement, all those little things that they make you do. And one of the things that kind of got us, that held us back, was you put your main name, right? Whatever you're deciding you're choosing, but they also make you put two backups just in case. And that kind of like had us like, damn, if we put two backups, what if they choose one of those? How do we do that? Will we have a choice? So anyway, that was one of the things that was holding us back. That, and just with the nonprofit, you have to have directors of the board. You know what I mean? The people that will vote on things that are happening, because as a nonprofit there's no owner. Like, I'm not going to be the owner of this company. I'll be a member or a part of, or whatever it is that we have, but I can't own it. So because it's nonprofit, I can't make money off of this. So we are we're pushing forward with that. A lot of people, you guys have seen it, have donated and made things happen. Some of the donations, obviously, I've explained that to you. I won't get a lot of them till the 21st of the following month. So that's what we're, all of that is all part of it. But none of it is hindering us. We're pretty much, everything's on the go. We're ready to make the moves as soon as that happens, and then we just wait for the IRS and all that stuff, filing the papers and getting the approvals and whatever has to happen there. And then from then on, it's just hitting that ground running, bro, and trying to raise feria for the things that we're gonna put in place and do. I'm hoping that the mountain adobe and all that can happen sooner rather than later. Even if the nonprofit isn't there, I'm still trying to figure out a way where maybe I can make it, if I have to, a trip home to visit family, and come and make that part of that trip. Because if we don't have the nonprofit in place, then I'll probably just have to do it myself with my own money, which isn't an issue because I was planning on. I usually go try to visit home once a year, and so whenever that comes up, I could throw that in there. I may not be able to get Chop to come at the same time, but at least we can start, and I'll get to know the people there, and we can set up the next time we come. We all know that's a revolving, not a revolving door. It changes. So from now and 6 months later, it can be a whole new bunch of kids anyway. So going back every 6 months to probably 5 6 months would probably be an ideal. It'd be good to do, because I think that, as I said, I mean, most of them, there might be some that are doing a little bit long term, especially nowadays with the way they just transfer fools. A lot of these kids, they're not going to be there longer than a few months at a time. So I would think like every 6 months going there and rapping to these kids would be a whole new group of kids. So yeah, that's where we're at with that, Francisco. Just kind of trying to make it happen. What's up, Trigger Happy? How you doing, brother? Cubo Cricket, I like the way you stay composed and conduct yourself appropriate, cool, and collected. Keep up the good palabra. Thank you, Ben Cuevas. I appreciate you, brother. I'm just, we're just here talking, bro. We got to do what we got to do. Trying the best to make it happen. And there I go, saying. But, all right. So we got 47 people in the house. There's not a lot of more comments coming through. So I think that, should we shut it down? How's everybody feeling tonight? Get this. I know tonight the fight, the Suns game, everything was going. All of that stuff was happening. So this was a slower night. A little curtain for the public. Órale. Thank you, SV16. Nah, dispensa nada, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. No dispensa necessary, brother. Um, the way it adds up, I mean, it all counts. Francisco, have you really? Um, so let me ask you this. So it's Prison Chronicles 1 at gmail.com. Is Sorry, I was just reading the email because I opened it up. So, all right, Big Pimpin, ya sabes, you have a good night, bro. Simon, good talk. Appreciate you coming in like that. Uh, so let me see. Francisco, I'm trying to look now. I don't see, give me a minute. I'm just looking back to see if maybe one of your emails came in and maybe I just didn't respond and that's the problem. But it doesn't look like it. So the way to email me is just putting it's prison chronicles 1 at gmail.com, right? And that should get it through. If for whatever reason it's holding back, all you need to do, brother, is go to don't do it on a live, go on a regular video on my channel and send me your email. Just put it in a comment. It won't become public. Nobody else will be able to see it. I have to go in there and manually click and either let comments go through or not. I usually let them all go through, but it still makes me go in there and manually say yes, uh, make that public. I won't do that for this so that your email isn't all out there, but that'd be the best way to give me your email so that I can email you if you're having problems getting at me, bro. I had to put in I had to put it in lowercase. Francisco says David. So Francisco, did you just email right now? Because I just got a phone number if that's what it is. Cricket, where'd you grow up at? Most like Phoenix and my and Tolleson, bro. Tolleson's my neighborhood. I was in and out of Adobe Mountain, so I met, a lot of that. But a lot of my childhood was there. All my family on my dad's side was there. I spent a lot of time with all my primos from the barrio. Um, that became basically my neighborhood growing up. Once I got into my teenage years, my jefita ended up getting a house on the north side. So when I got out of Adobe, I went out there for a little bit. Didn't last long. Got kicked out of all the little north side schools. Um, and then ended up in the joint anyway on my sophomore, junior year, something year. So yeah, that's where I grew up, brother. Bro. I'll send you smoke signals, Carnal. This is JoJo. Órale, Guadalupe. Have a good one, bro. Francisco, I got that then. As soon as the live ends, if you want, I'll give you a call so that I don't know why they hadn't come through before, but definitely I'll give you a llamada coming out of this live. Matter of fact, I'm gonna shut it down now. We're coming up on 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I'm still at work though, so and I'm off, bro. That's why I had to go. When I told you guys, hold on, I had to go clock out. So I'm already 23 minutes past my clock out time. I'm gonna get out of here, head home. I appreciate everybody for being here again. Thank you everybody for the dialogue, conversation that we're having. Thank you for everybody that donated again tonight. The super chats, the super stickers. Anybody that cash app? I don't think anybody cash app today. Nothing today, but yeah, the cash app from yesterday's and all that. All of those things that you guys are putting are definitely helping. Uh, helping us get this shit together. And I hope to include everybody that, not just our regulars. I think of the regulars here when I talk about it because we've come to this point where I feel like there's like relationships happening here. But I thank everybody, and I appreciate everybody and anybody that wants to be involved in what we got going. Once it's going, more than welcome, brother. You email us, let us know what you're willing to do or not do, or what you want to do, or what your thoughts are and how you, whatever, bro. I don't care what the situation is. Uh, the more, the better. I think the stories that each one of us can tell from our own situations. There's people that like I said, I think I've said it before. I got emails from like dudes that are firefighters but grew up in the barrio and went that route. So even those stories are good for these kids to hear, because they can see that it's not all about going that negative route. We do have options as kids, and here they are. Like, this is like, we can show that, what I mean, as examples. So yeah, moving forward, absolutely, just anybody that would like to get involved. I've tried to email you and can't get. Oh wait, I'm trying to see Javier Hernandez. You said boxer from Artesia was, but did you say something before about him, or is that just something you're saying? You're about to finish saying something. Let me know, bro. I apologize for stopping what I was saying, but yeah. So, um, as I said, just let me anybody that would like to get involved moving forward, uh, more than welcome, bro. This isn't just my thing. Uh, I think a lot of people care about this younger generation. These kids, they're innocent, bro. Even the ones that are acting foolish and doing dumb things, they're innocent, bro. They don't know no better. You know what I mean? Yes, we have, again, people know right from wrong, but most of you know what I'm talking about because we did it. So, again, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Orale, Anthony Johnson. Yeah, yeah. Orale. Man, I ain't heard that in a minute. Cubo fellas, Manny A. What's up, brother? So that's it. Have a good night. I appreciate everybody for being here again, as I said, and we will be back mañana.